Welcome to the Modern WinForms GlowEffect series. In this first part, we'll explore why we're using NET 10 and how it allows us to build modern vibrant UIs. Compared to older NET framework versions, NET 10 brings better performance and faster rendering, improved graphics support with smoother animations, cross-platform compatibility if needed for the future. The latest C# features, making code cleaner and easier to maintain. On top of that, we're going to build a structured glow system using a base interface, which allows us to create reusable glow effects for buttons, labels, panels, forms, and picture boxes. Here's the core of our glow system, the GlowEffect interface. It's generic, meaning it can work with any control type, buttons, labels, panels, forms, picture boxes. Anything. Every glow effect we create implements this interface. That way, we standardize how effects attach to controls, we standardize how they draw themselves, we can mix and match effects across controls without duplicating code. The attach method is where we hook the effect to a control and subscribe to painting or events. The draw method is called whenever the control needs to repaint, ensuring the effect appears seamlessly. This base interface is the backbone of our entire Glow series, making each effect modular, reusable, and easy to manage. This is a simple example of the base interface in action. The attach method subscribes to the paint event of the button. The draw method draws a simple glow rectangle around the button. Later, we can replace simple glow with any advanced effect, hover glow, pulsing glow, rainbow, etc. So easy to add to your controls. So it's with this approach possible to attach multiple effects to different controls. Modular design allows scaling up the system. And that's the foundation. We now understand why NET 10 WinForms is the modern choice, and we have a reusable base interface for all our glow effects. So let's start creating our first real glow effect, a hover glow for buttons, showing how to use this interface to make our UI interactive and modern. And don't worry if you want to use a NET framework project like 4.8. In general, this is also working. Let me know if you see any issues. But if possible for you, use the new Visual Studio 2026 and NET 8 or 10 project. For any help in this direction, feel free to check out my new tutorial C# and WinForms Masterclass 2026 on my channel. I set the link to this description. And now let's dive into our first glow effect. Let's create our project for this series. We use, like discussed, Visual Studio 2026 and modern NET, and in this series specifically, NET 10. WinForms gets better performance, improved DPI handling, better tooling in Visual Studio. WinForms buttons are functional, but visually, they look like they're stuck in the past. In this video, we'll fix that. We're going to build a modern hover glow effect similar to CSS hover buttons, but using pure WinForms, C# and GDI+. No hacks. No external libraries. Just a clean, reusable effect class that you can drop into any project. Let's see the final result and then I'll show you exactly how it works. So we do not just create controls or single classes, we create a base structure to be able to use it easy in all our projects. So everything you'll see in this series is reusable, clean, and compatible with future NET versions. So if you ever thought WinForms can't look modern, this series will change your mind. Let's start with the structure. We create a folder with name GlowEffects. And inside a folder with name base. In this folder we create an interface with the name iGlowEffect.cs. So let's create and discuss after that. Before we create any fancy glow effects, we need one important foundation, a base interface. This file is called iGlowEffect. CS, and it lives inside the GlowEffects base namespace. This interface is the core contract that every glow effect in this entire series must follow. The big idea here is consistency and scalability. Instead of writing completely different code for every button, panel, or control effect, we define one common structure that all glow effects share. That means every glow effect behaves the same way. Every glow effect can be swapped easily. And every glow effect can be reused on different controls. This is especially important as the project grows. You'll notice this interface is generic. That means it uses a type parameter, usually a WinForms control like button, panel, text, box. Because of that, the same glow effect logic can be applied to different controls without rewriting anything. The most important method here is attach. This method connects the glow effect to a control. When we call attach, the glow effect hooks into the control's events, starts listening for hover, focus, or state changes, and prepares everything needed for rendering the glow. In other words, this is where the effect comes to life. Next, we have detach. This method is just as important. It safely removes event handlers, timers, graphics resources. Without this, you could easily cause memory leaks or performance issues. Professional UI effects always clean up after themselves. Most glow effects also support enabling and disabling. This allows us to temporarily turn effects on or off, reuse the same instance, or create settings like always on or hover only. Again, this keeps everything flexible and clean. This interface is used throughout the entire Glow and Style series. Every glow effect you'll see: neon glows, digital circuits, cyberpunk borders, pixel effects. All of them implement this exact interface. That means you already understand the architecture. New effects will feel familiar. And extending the system becomes incredibly easy. So even though iGlowEffect looks simple, it's one of the most important files in the project. It defines the rules, keeps everything clean, and allows us to build powerful visual effects without chaos. Next, we need also a second class. A base class for animation and invalidation with the name GlowEffect base.cs. So create that into the base folder and discuss after that. Here we can easily integrate our methods from the already created interface. Now that we have our interface, it's time to make life easier. This file is called GlowEffect base. CS, and it's the abstract base class that most GlowEffects in this series will inherit from. Think of it as a pre-built engine for GlowEffects. The interface defines what a GlowEffect must do. This base class defines how common things are done. Instead of rewriting the same boilerplate code over and over again, we move it into this base class once, and reuse it everywhere. That keeps our actual GlowEffects smaller, cleaner, and focused only on drawing visuals. Just like the interface, this class is generic. The type T must be a WinForms control. That means 1 Glow system. Works with buttons, panels, labels, or any custom control. With full type safety. No casting. No hacks. This class already provides 2 very important protected fields. First, control. This is the WinForms control the GlowEffect is attached to. Second, animation timer. This timer drives the animation loop for the GlowEffect. Because they are protected, every derived GlowEffect can use them directly. Let's talk about the constructor. The timer interval is set to 16 milliseconds, which gives us roughly 60 frames per second. That means smooth animations, no manual threading, and perfect integration with WinForms. Every GlowEffect automatically gets a professional animation loop. When attach is called, 3 things happen. First, the control reference is stored. Second, we subscribe to the controls paint event. Third, the animation timer invalidates the control on every tick. This forces WinForms to repaint the control continuously, which is exactly what animated GlowEffects need. Detach is all about cleanup. The timer is stopped, and the paint event is unsubscribed. This prevents memory leaks, hidden timers running forever, or effects that keep drawing after they're removed. This is production quality behavior, not just demo code. On paint is declared as abstract. That means every GlowEffect must implement it and decides exactly when and how it draws. This gives us full control over Z-order, blend modes, and custom drawing logic. Finally, we have the draw method. This method is intentionally separated. Why? Because it keeps rendering logic and control logic cleanly separated. Inside draw, you only focus on shapes, colors, glow intensity, animations. Nothing else. This base class is the backbone of the entire Glow system. Every effect you'll see later. Neon outlines, digital circuits, cyberpunk pulses, pixel glows. All of them build on this exact class. Once you understand this file, creating new GlowEffects becomes fast, clean, and fun. GlowEffect base turns a simple interface into a powerful animation framework. You don't fight WinForms. You don't reinvent the wheel. You just draw. In the next part, we'll finally create our first real GlowEffect using this base class. To keep the structure clean, I created already a new folder with name buttons. Inside we create our first button effect. So nothing complicated, just to see how it works. Now it's time to build our first actual glow effect. This class is called Hover Glow, and it's the simplest, but also the most important, glow effect in this series. Why? Because it demonstrates everything we've talked about so far in action. Hover Glow inherits from GlowEffect base button. That means all animation logic is already handled. The paint loop is already running. And we only need to focus on the visual effect itself. This class is pure glow logic. Let's look at the internal fields. We have a glow value between 0 and 1. And a hovering flag that tells us if the mouse is over the button. The glow value represents intensity, how strong the glow is at any moment. The glow color is fully customizable. Glow color is a public property with a default of cyan. This means each button can have its own glow color without changing the effect code. Perfect for theming and styling. Now the magic starts in the attach method. First, we call base attach to activate the animation system. Then, we switch the button to flat style. Flat. Remove the default WinForms border. And hook into mouse hover and mouse leave. This turns a normal WinForms button into a canvas for custom visuals. Hovering is detected using simple mouse events. When the mouse enters the button, hovering becomes true. When the mouse leaves, it becomes false. That's it. No complex logic, just clean state changes. All drawing happens inside the draw method. If the glow value is 0, we skip drawing entirely. This keeps rendering fast and efficient. We enable anti-aliasing for smooth edges, create a semi-transparent pen, and draw a glowing rectangle slightly inside the button. The alpha value is driven by the glow intensity, so the glow naturally fades in and out. The animation logic lives inside on paint. Each frame, the glow value increases when hovering and decreases when not hovering. The value is clamped between 0 and 1, which guarantees stable and predictable behavior. This creates a smooth hover transition, without any easing libraries or complex math. This effect proves the entire architecture works. With just a few lines of code, we get smooth animation, clean separation of logic, fully reusable glow behavior, and a modern UI feel in WinForms. Every advanced effect later in the series builds on this exact concept. Hover Glow is small, but it's the foundation for everything that comes next. Once you understand this class, neon pulses, cyberpunk borders, digital circuit effects, all become easy. On screen, I'm just using a normal WinForms button. No custom control. No WPF. No hacks. Just a standard button. First, I give the form a dark background. Dark UI instantly makes glow effects pop. This is the same trick used in modern editors and cyber style interfaces. I also switch the font to Sego UI, so everything feels clean, readable, and current. Now the button itself. We give it a darker background, white text, a slightly bigger size, and a bold font. Nothing fancy, just a solid, modern base. This is important, because good glow effects don't fix bad UI. They enhance good UI. Now comes the interesting part. I create a new hover glow effect and choose a deep sky blue glow color. Then I attach it to the button. That's it. One line of code, and the button suddenly feels alive. When I hover over the button, the glow fades in smoothly. No flicker. No hard edges. No interaction logic in the form. All animation, painting, and timing is handled by the glow system itself. This is modern WinForms. What you're seeing here is not a trick, it's an architecture. The button doesn't know about the glow. The form doesn't manage animations. And the effect can be reused anywhere. This is the foundation we'll build everything on. But this is just the beginning. In part 2, we'll go further. Pulsing neon button, modern WinForms UI. NET 10, a glow that never sleeps. Continuous neon energy. No mouse interaction required. If you know CSS, think of it like add keyframes pulse, but for WinForms. A button that demands attention, perfect for primary actions. Call to action buttons. Or cyber neon UI designs. This was hover. Next. We pulse. I'll see you in part 2.